Hi, IG fam.
What's up, people? We are in our backyard, and we've got a little champagne, and we are toasting to going live. Hey, Durning and Dylan, what's up, guys?
Hi, guys.
We've seen you guys in February. What's up, Sarah? Dr. Bernack, good to see you. We are so excited to talk to everyone tonight about what we are about to unveil. Some of you already know who are our private clients and are in our VIP Hive, but for the rest of you, which is a lot of you, you do not know. So take it away, babe.
All right. So we are hosting our very first Thrive live experience here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you've never been to Albuquerque before, I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but it is absolute magic. Okay, so what is the live experience? Because we have intentionally withheld details back from anybody who is thinking about joining us in the live. Because here's the deal. We are going to be spending a concentrated amount of time with you, Galen and I, and select people that we have chosen to be a part of our team to really help facilitate and curate an experience for each and every one of you. We are intentionally using the word experience. So, for anybody who's ever been to Dental CE, this is not Dental CE. This is not a place where you are going to come, where we are going to lecture, where you are going to intellectually understand something and say, thank you so much, I intellectually get this on a new level, and now I'm going to go home as the same person. I'm going to forget what I intellectually learned, and I'm going to move on as I did before I went to this event. That is not what you're going to be doing. So to be clear, this live experience is for anybody who is in the realm of pushing their own growth edge and boundaries. Meaning, we are going to be throwing you into experiences where we are dealing with sales. So if you are somebody who deals with sales, either in a dental practice, if you're in a dental practice, you're in sales. If you're in a dental practice and you don't think you're in sales, you need to be there because you're in sales and you need to understand that you're in sales. Okay, that's the first person. If you have a side hustle in dentistry and you're selling to other dentists, you're in sales. This is for you as well. So we're going to be diving deep into the psychology of sales, and we are also going to be teaching you the energetic side of sales and how to hold space for people who are paying you a lot of money to deliver a product so that you feel comfortable, so that it's in service, so that it is an entire experience of you and them connecting, and that it feels really good when there is an exchange of money. That is what we're going to be doing in sales. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is marketing and branding. If you are a dentist, if you're an associate, if you have your own practice, you're in marketing and branding. People need to know you. They need to know what you do. They need to see your face. They need to experience you.
More now than ever.
They need to experience you. They're buying from somebody, right? And so we're going to be talking about that. If you're a dentist and we're talking about marketing branding, you're going to want to be in there. If you're somebody who's selling to dentists, you have a different product in dentistry, and it's based on building trust and relationship. You're in marketing branding. You're going to want to know how to do this. You're going to want to know what we're teaching you. You're going to want to be in the experience that we're taking you through. The other things that we're going to be doing in this is talking about videography and photography and how to use it to build a brand. You want to go more into that piece? Yeah,
so, I mean, it's so much of dental photography and photography and videography and testimonials and all of that. I'll be very honest, I succumbed very early on to just thinking I thought like a dentist. Dentists taking pretty pictures for other dentists on Instagram and other dentists on Facebook. But they're not the ones that are sitting in your chair. They're not the ones that are paying your bills. They're not the ones that are putting food on the table for you and your family and for your loved ones and for your staff. So we intentionally designed Avant, our photography and videography course, to teach a side of both of those, that creative expression, to speak the language of patients so that patients, one, recognize your brand, two, are educated and empowered to make decisions by that, and really fall in love with who you are and what you're creating. We are going to be taking that entire experience and all of that learning process, and we're going to be throwing it into one of the coolest, most amazing hands-on experiences you've ever encountered. And I'm saying that with like exclamation point after exclamation point, because we have just a lineup of different people that we are going to be having doing little breakout sessions in this. We ourselves are going to be walking around the room. We're going to be pushing you to take photos and videos in ways that you've never done before. This is not one of those live events where you go back home and your staff is like, just give it a couple of days. He or she's going to peter out. It'll go away. Don't worry. Just bide through this. This is going to be one of those where you're implementing day one. Day one.
So at the core of this live experience, so we're clear, is relationship. The sale is a relationship. It's a relationship that feels good. The video and photography that we're going to be walking you through is the relationship. What does it take for somebody to actually give of their time, to give of their image, to give of the permission that they are saying, yes, you can use my face to tell the world that I think that you're amazing? What does it actually take to get that, right? What do all of those things culminate into a brand to leverage so people trust you, so that you build other relationships, so that people buy from you, so that you have fulfilling work, right? This is what we're going to be doing in the weekend. And because everything is completely based on experience, there are going to be surprises that we have in store for you. This is not you get a shitty bagel in the morning and you learn some things and you get a notebook and you go home. This is not what that is. And you don't get the details. You do not get the details of the entire weekend. And so what I want everyone to understand is if you're thinking of joining us for the live experience, you have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to have a weekend transform you, to transform your dental practice, to transform how you connect to people, to completely come back and see the world completely differently than when you got there and when we started. That is the name of the game. There are going to be so many things that we reveal to you once you're inside, once you purchase, once you say, yes, I am doing this. I want to be a part of the Thrive Live experience. We're going to fill you in on details because we have certain surprises that you guys are going to need to bring certain items
really
to the
cool surprises.
Yes. So there's like a list that we're going to say, here is a list of the items we need you to bring for this weekend. So bring these things to this event. You don't get to know those details beforehand because let me tell you something. When you know those details beforehand, you talk yourself out of becoming great. You say, oh, geez, you want me to bring a number 2 pencil? Never mind. I guess that means I'm not going, right? This is what we do. We talk ourselves out of our next step. So if you know that this is your next step, if you know that you are in sales, if you don't know you're in sales, you definitely need to be there. If you're willing to see things differently, if you're willing to be pushed, if you're willing to have an experience with doctors, I've said this forever. I think our doctors that come and do anything in the Thrive community are some of the coolest people on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
They are some of the most talented. They are some of the most giving. They are some of the most growth-minded, willing to see things differently, rearrange my fucking life to get what I want, and give to others people we've ever met.
Yeah, this is a hashtag fuck the classroom sort of deal. It's not even going to be arranged like a classroom. You are going to have so much fun jumping into this and realizing, holy shit. Like so many people say, oh, it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen before. That's a very easy thing to say. It's a very trite thing to say. We have literally been planning this and rearranging pieces, ripping it apart, tearing it apart, reconstructing, testing, working with mentors, you name it, for 2+ years trying to figure out how to do this and how to do it our way. Not the way that you see anyone else do it. We have literally put together the most unique experience you will ever have in continuing education. And, you know, when we've been planning this, it's just, I'm giddy. I'm giddy with excitement about who is going to be coming to this. The people who I know are going to be completely transformed and have just a freaking blast, guys. You're going to have a freaking blast. You will experience a state that most of you probably have never been to in a way that you're like, holy shit, this place is enchanting.
So a state as in like the actual state and like a state as in like mental, physical, emotional.
Sure, yeah.
There are all kinds of states that you will experience for the first
Euphoric
time.
State? Yeah, you
being
know it.
in our world, being in our energy.
Yes.
Being in this curation of all that we've been studying, learning, implementing, and what we use to build our business.
And how often do you have, so D. Shook just wrote here, for those of you who do not know who Dylan Shook is, Dylan's going to be here as well with us. Dylan is our right hand, and he is an LA fashion photographer, a phenomenal videographer. He does music videos, you name it. The guy does it all. and has one of the most beautiful and brilliant eyes, I think, out there. How often do you get to learn from someone like that in a close-knit, intimate space?
He will be at Thrive Live. Hands-on, Dylan Shook will be walking around helping you up-level your game. This is how we stand out in dentistry.
Yeah.
We take what we love, we infuse it with who we are, we mix it with other talented people, and we come out with a product on the other side that is unlike anything else that anybody has in your community, right? So while everybody is trying to compete on price, trying to compete on things that don't matter, we are going to show you how to compete, and not even compete, but do something so different that you're like, what? You're a dentist? You're not even in the crowd, right? You're attracting a different kind of person because you are going to become a different kind of person.
And think about how often it is that you go to an event and you kind of already know what's going to happen, right? You've essentially been to that event already in your mind because everything's been spelled out. There are no surprises. There are no guesses. There's really no doubts in your mind. And there's something safe about that. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely something safe about that. But we have designed this specifically with a lot of mystery. We know the answers, but you don't, and you won't. And little things will get dripped. Little things you will definitely come prepared to be blown away. But we are going to purposely keep so many things to the chest, close to the chest, so that you come to this so willing and open to have a completely new experience and to have your mind blown, to have your little face rocked.
You will know what clothes. We will tell you like what items you need to bring. There are certain items outside of clothing that you will need to bring. We will give you the list of those things. And the most important thing is what we're going to be integrating during our time together and our weekend together.
Yeah.
If you feel weird around sales, if it feels hard for you to talk to people, hard for you to sell, quote unquote, dentistry, right? That will be transformed during this weekend. You will fall in love with the sales process. You will be a raving fan of sales, and you will not understand why other people don't love it, because we're going to teach you how to do it from a perspective of it feels good for people to pay you money, and you feel happy delivering the service that they paid you for. That it's a good feeling transaction all around, and that you will feel confident leading people through a process when you start talking about money can have a lot of emotion and feelings. You are going to feel confident. We just got a Voxer from one of our members that are in our private group coaching program saying that he confidently presented a case for $127,000. Felt completely amazing saying it. The patient was like, yes, I'm going to do it. Let me figure out finances. I know I want to do this. $127,000. This is what we're talking about. Am I saying that that's what you're going to do? That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you can ask for the money, the sale where you're confident, and have it be a really good feeling at the end of this weekend.
We really do believe that when you come to this, you will have already made shifts day one. You probably have made shifts by lunchtime on day one that you've not made in years, perhaps decades. Not because other people didn't know what they were doing, not because we're so much better, but because we have designed this to be so integrative, so implementation-based and fun. It is really about not sitting there in a classroom bored, staring at there, trying to take some notes, the same old lecture slides, or somebody even just putting up nice photography and nice video, nice this, that, and the other, and kind of, hoping that they toot their own horn a little bit and make you feel a little bit inferior and hopefully maybe a bit inspired to do something kind of like they do. We are going to be in the fucking trenches with you every single day, every hour of that day. And during this entire thing, honestly, the more I think about it, you're going to get absolutely every drop that we've got. Everything that we've got. Nothing's going to be left. Nothing's going to be left out there.
No questions are off limits. So if at any time during the weekend there is something that you want to know about how we run our business, how we run our lives, how we think about things, everyone has permission to ask any question that they want. And whether or not we answer is a different completely story. But most of the time, everybody who asks us questions, we give them answers about what is happening in our business currently, what is working, what we are doing, how we are up-leveling, and how we are innovating. One of the things that I think that you and I are really masterful at is that we do not take people on a linear journey from point A to point B, and then at point B we accomplish our goal and move on. That is not what we do. We like to stack momentum. We also believe that it's just so much easier to completely transform all of your life instead of one area of your life. One area of your life is very linear. And so the way we've designed this weekend is that you will have explosive growth in all areas. When we're talking about branding, when we're talking about photography, videography, we're talking also about practice design, but practice design and life design. And that's what we're talking about, stacking habits and momentum to create something completely different. Because when you're not bringing your full self to your business, to your practice, to your life, that energy is cut off and it will go somewhere, and usually it's not in places that are great. So we're going to talk about where is it that you're feeling stuck? How do we get the full expression of you to come out into your business, into your photography, into your sales, so that you feel on fire about your life, your business, your practice, and patients can feel that too.
Yeah.
Dentists, other dentists, if that's who you're selling to, they can feel that too.
Yeah. It really is. And when we say energy, it's not a woo-woo, amorphous, can't feel it, don't know what it is sort of thing. There's a very practical, physical, scientific feel to what we're talking about. And here's kind of a perfect example of that. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was talking to one of our private clients about this and to our VIP group. And we were talking about how if you were to close your eyes for a moment, snap your fingers, and instantly you were the world's greatest dentist. Technically, you were the best. You could place implants like a fucking boss. You could do endo, you could do smile transformations, full mouth rehabs, you name it, you could do it, and you were the best. Still, in that space, does that transform your practice? Be very honest with yourself. Be very serious. Does anyone know, and does anyone really care? Because at the end of the day, people are still buying you. They're still buying trust with you. They're buying a relationship with you and how you communicate, how you make them feel during a sales process. Do you feel pushy? Do you feel like you're trying to overeducate them? Does it feel like your price is just making up for the fact that you're the best dentist in the world? What is it? You will find very quickly that energy makes a very large impact upon how successful you actually are. That just having credentials behind your name or being the best technically does not transform your practice, and it definitely doesn't transform your life. So this particular live experience is going to be hell-bent on the Thrive style, which is the whole of you. That's what Davina's talking about. We're not isolating a piece of you and saying we're going to accomplish this, but at sacrificing all the other parts of you, the relationships that you actually care about, that you want to have. You just have to put it all into this one basket, and once you achieve that, then maybe you can get back to it. It's about integration. Yeah. It's about taking all of you to it.
Yeah, we're talking about this, but we're going to go off on a little tangent and do a little teaching moment here, because I think it's so important. When my docs come to me who are privately coaching with me, ultimately at some point in our coaching relationship, the topic of sacrifice comes up. And it always comes up because there's this idea that I have to sacrifice something to get something else. And that is true. I am not telling you that there is no sacrifice required. Where people get this completely wrong, and not in a bad sense, but I think misunderstood is a better word, not wrong, but misunderstood, is that they think that the sacrifice has to be other things that they love. Their health, their relationships, right? I have to cut all of that off, and I have to focus if I want to build this business to $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, whatever it is, right? So I have to give up things that fuel me, things that I love, things that bring importance and value into my life if I want to be successful. So then it's no wonder that when the choice of success is on the line versus your happiness, you get stuck in indecision. How can you make a decision from a place of, do I want to be successful but unhappy, or do I want to not be successful but have all the things that I keep in my life that are great? And that is a place of confusion and indecision, and people can stay there forever, and it makes them crazy. It makes them absolutely crazy. So here's the thing about sacrifice. Yes, you are required to sacrifice, but it's not sacrificing things that you love. It's sacrificing lower behaviors that are actually costing you your next level. It's sacrificing your excuses. It's sacrificing you not being willing to lead yourself. It is sacrificing your lack of self-discipline. This is the thing that you have to sacrifice in order to up-level. So yes, sacrifice is required, but it's not in the way that you think it is. And those are things that we will be talking about on the Thrive Weekend.
Which is it's such good news, right? Like, that's such good news to realize that you don't have to That doesn't have to be the way that maybe you thought it is. That is not the catch-22 that we've all been led to believe. And this weekend is going to be a weekend of extraordinary, of exponential growth in your mind and in your practice in just a few days. And beyond that, I think what is really exciting about this is that you are going to meet people that are like you. We've always attracted dentists to our brand who are they're very inquisitive. They desire to be excellent. Many of them already are. They just don't even realize how good they are, how fucking talented they are.
For sure.
People who, I mean, honestly, there's some that I'm like, you're better than I am. Your hand skills are incredible. There is just such a vibe about the people that we bring, and you're going to be in close proximity, becoming fast, forever friends with people who have something to give to you and that you have something to give to as well. It is a weekend where you will feel empowered, and it is a weekend where you are going to explore possibilities that perhaps you've only really entertained as dreams afar off. They are truly with you here and now, and you will get to explore them in a way that is inviting and truthful and realistic, but also very much idealistic at the same time.
I will say that I think that the people that are going to be at the Thrive Live experience are going to be the most brave people that we've ever met. Because in order to join this, there has to be a bravado in you. You will have to be a brave person to sign up with the very few details that we gave you.
Yes.
That's part of the deal. This is not for you if you're like, what room am I going to be in? Is it going to be north facing, south facing? I can't go if it's not a south facing room. This is not for you. These are people who are willing to be pushed outside of their comfort zone, to willing to be transformed, willing to go back completely new, see their lives completely new, their practices completely new, and be filled up by who they are and what they can bring to the table and how they can serve people at a higher level.
It's like a fucking surprise birthday party. I mean, who doesn't enjoy a good surprise? I just feel like we know. What's up, Gordon? Good to see you, man. There's so much that we know about now, and everything's so it's so spelled out. There's no mystery. There's no fun. There's no romance to it. And this is something that we wanted to orchestrate for you guys, really for you. Like it has been such a fun process to build these pieces and these components and be like, how fun would it be if they showed up, but they did know that was coming, and then the look on their face when they actually hear what is happening, what is coming down the pipe for them, what we've created for them, the experience that they get to have. That is, you don't get to have that anymore.
Yeah,
anywhere, no fucking nowhere.
Part of this, we had like a tiny tasting of this a couple years ago to a mastermind event that we went to.
Yeah.
It's not even to the scale that we are going to do it for you guys in February, but it was a tiny tasting of it, and it was so beautiful and so magical. It was like a no-brainer for both of us. We were like, this is part of the vibe that we are going to create for our people, because it's so special, so magical, so transformational.
Really what it comes down to is you have to ask yourself, one, are you in alignment with what we're talking about? Is branding and is sales, mastery of both of those, of really understanding how to leverage and utilize and capture phenomenal imagery and video to really kind of explore and explode your brand. Practice design, how you actually really want to create the practice and the life of your dreams. If that is really who you are and that's what you want, and you recognize that you are in business, right? You are the CEO of your business, whether you want to be or not, and you are responsible for the profit and cash flow of your business. If that resonates with you and you can trust us, then this is going to be the most extraordinary fucking experience you ever get to have.
You want to be here.
And you want to be here.
And here's the other thing. Here's the thing that I love so much about business, and we're going to be talking about this during the weekend, right? When we have an idea, we want to build it, we get to build it. This is part of the gift and the blessing that it is to be able to have a business. And we are going to show you, whether you're in a traditional dental practice and you own the practice, whether you're an associate, whether you're somebody that has a side business serving other dentists, this is for you.
Right.
These are going to be all the things that we talk about, because these are the things that we do. We have a business that serves dentists. We also have a clinical practice that serves patients. So we are going to be hitting on all the angles so that you understand how to incorporate this and integrate this into your entire life, not just in one area.
Yeah. And we'll put your mind at ease in one small way, which is this is not all so high and lofty that it's not practical. You will, in a sense, be in a classroom. You will still get things you're like, oh, fucking great pearl. Amazing. Awesome hack. I get that. That makes total sense. There will be very practical, realistic things. But what is missing and what we are going to abundantly cover in this is how to actually make it impact and influence your practice and your day-to-day life, and how to stop cutting out pieces of you and making the compromises and the tolerations that so many of us have been led to believe that we have to. We're gonna bypass all of that. We're gonna bypass all of that. It's gonna be so quick, actually, to cover all of those bases. And we're going to err on the side of giving you just enough information so that you don't get the overwhelm. And then it's like, I don't even know where to start. It is going to be so practical. This is how we march through these things. And then we're going to push you.
You're going to be doing.
Fucking pushed.
You're going to be doing during that weekend. It is not a place for you to take a nap.
No naps.
We are going to work.
You can sleep at night.
Yeah.
Or you can sleep on the plane.
Yes, but we are going to work.
And we're also going to have so much fun. Those are the things that, there's some of those that we're just not going to tell you.
Work is fun. So.
Work is fun. Work is fun. Yeah, you're gonna love every last minute of this. You might feel challenged. You will feel challenged.
You will.
But you are going to have a blast doing all the things that we ask you to do. And it's also going to positively affect you from financial, psychological, and emotional standpoints. You will feel the blessing right away in all of these different areas. So there's really just, fuck, you got to do this. You got to join us. We want to see some new faces. We want to see some old faces. We want to have everyone there as one big family, and we want to just have a freaking amazing time.
You know if you're meant to be there. So the people that know that they're meant to be there will be there, and we are so ready for you. We are so ready to be your Sherpas, take you up to the next base camp.
Yeah.
That's the whole plan. That's the whole vibe.
Yes. Yep. And we start at a mile high in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That's right. So if this is something for you, you already know, you already feel called to do this, then there is the link in our bio on our Instagram page. It'll take you directly to check out if that is what you want to do. If you have questions about anything, clarity, DM us. We will get back to you and we will answer your questions and help you get to the clarity that you need to make a decision on this.
Yes. Obviously, we've been talking about it a little bit. We're going to touch on this for a brief second. It is the best pricing for you right now if you do jump in. But we don't care when you jump in. We know that you want to be there, and when you do, it just depends on what price tag sounds good to you. So obviously, we honor decision makers. We always have. Our business has always been behind that. So if you feel this and you're not sitting there wanting to question this for the next 4 or 5 weeks, and you really make a decision now, that gets honored with a financial incentive.
Yes, it is 30% off the list price right now. So we have a pay in full, and for people who want to extend their cash flow, we also have a payment plan option.
Yes.
So there are 2 options. Whatever feels good for you feels good for us.
And both are extremely, extremely reasonable. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. A lot of our courses are expensive, and they come with so many extra bonuses, this, that, and the other. This is one that we really just kind of wanted to give back in a way. We wanted to bring a bunch of people together. We want to make it accessible for everyone. And we just want to meet you. We want to meet you. We've been a virtual online company almost 3 years now, babe.
Yeah, I know.
December 6th is our third year anniversary. And we...
Oh, the 6th?
It's the 6th, which is also the same day that Davina is going to be lecturing.
I was going to say, I will be
DIA.
speaking at DIA, which, for all of you people who are going to DIA, please come say hello.
Oh, yes.
I am so excited to meet you. I am so excited to be at DIA.
Yes.
It's really kind of it's a whole vibe for me. I think about it a lot.
They're doing things differently. There's a lot of things that are changing in dentistry, and I think you're going to find that this is one of them. This is one of those that is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's innovative. You will not, Danielle, girl, we can't wait to see you. Cannot freaking wait. And yes, this is Gordon. Good to see you too.
Yeah, DIA crew.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be an amazing time. But yeah, being an online company, a virtual company for so long, we always knew we wanted to do a live. They were never two separate things necessarily in our mind, but we have spent the last 2.5, almost 3 years building a culture and a brand to be able to stand in integrity and teach a live event from a place of really feeling so much love and so much abundance for the people that showed up. So if you know this is for you, then, and you don't need any extra details, come on now. Jesse.
Oh, the Ritters. Dr. Jesse and Salia Ritter are going to be with us in New Mexico. We could not be more happy because we love them and they're a whole vibe.
Yeah. A little surprise for you there too, guys. So you just wait. We got so many surprises. And I will say this. If you have questions about this, but your questions are logistical questions, you can save those because we're not going to answer a bunch of logistical questions. We've been very clear on this live. This is for those who are willing to be trusting, for those who know they want to learn about these particular topics and who want to learn about these topics less just intellectually, but from the standpoint of, yes, I know what I need to do and I'm going to do it now.
Like if you're
today.
A person that's like, I want to fall in love with sales. I want to have a magical interaction with somebody who pays me money and that I provide a service for. I want it to feel good. I want it to feel good in my body. I want it to be of high service. This is the place for you. If you're looking for quick gimmicks, if you're looking for something that it's like, oh, how can I get to this financial goal quicker, and how do I overcome objections, and how do
That's my funnel page.
Right, exactly. Like if those are the kinds of things that you will be looking for, then this is not the place for you. You have to be somebody who has a heart of service for people.
You gotta love people. You gotta love them. You gotta love your patients.
And the other thing is nobody would be attracted to us if they didn't. So I'm not really worried about that. So we would
Sweet
just
story.
not be your vibe.
No, so true. If you are, we have the students who do just that, and honestly, we are very gifted at pushing you in just the right ways, just past your comfort zone, but not so far beyond it that you just give up, and not below it so that you never grow. We've kind of found that sweet spot, and it's customized per person. That's the beauty of a live experience, is that we get to see you and touch you and hear you. We get to know exactly what it is that you're going through and have these types of conversations. And so we get to give you advice that's very pinpoint, very targeted, very accurate advice.
From years of experience coaching dentists all around the world.
Who are selling $10,000+ cases on the daily. These are people who sell $10,000+ cases, which
and that they celebrate, and it feels good.
Oh, yeah. When I first started in dentistry, there was no chance. I was like, if I had a $3,000 day, I was just over the freaking moon. I thought that was just the best thing in the world. We were talking about people who are selling $10, $20, $50, $100,000 cases. Good night, brother. That's what we want for you. That's what we want for you. And then when we know it's possible, we don't. It's not even just like a little weird belief. We've seen it. We've seen it happen time and time again, and that's what we want to give to you guys.
All right, so you guys have all the info. Message us if you need anything. We love you. Thank you for spending a part of your evening with us.
Do we need to tell them the date?
Sure.
We'll tell you the date.
You guys might want to know that.
We'll
give you the date that you have
date.
to be in New Mexico.
Yeah. So it is going to be going down February 27th through March 1st, 2020. So we're looking at about, 4 months from now? 4 months from now, pin it on your calendar, fly out to New Mexico, come see us. Link is in our bio. If you got any questions or you're wrestling with anything and you want to go, but there's just something that's stopping you, we'd love to help you if we can. DM us. We are very responsive that way. We love our people.
All right, guys. Have a fantastic night.
Good night, everyone.
See you in Albuquerque. Okay.
I don't think I ended it.
Oh, wait.